Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are back in TSW4 on the East Coast Main Line. And today we are going to be doing a bit of a double-header video, you might say. We are going to be testing out TSW165's new Class 801 sound pack, which is apparently recorded off the real thing, with his own microphones, etc. And you can find a link for the mod down in the description below. PC for Steam only. Sorry, Epic or console players. And we're also going to be discussing Dovetail's April roadmap for TSW4, so let's not waste any time and get straight into it. Just before we get started, though, we're in the Class 801-1, but if you notice, this livery is making the Class 801 masquerade as an 800 number 111. To those who have served, thank you. It's, as with all Creators Club liveries, it is tanking the old performance a bit, and it doesn't hold up as much under close scrutiny, like here for instance, but I prefer using the Creators Club livery over the standard livery. Okay, so we've got the train all sorted out, like set up, I mean, what am I saying? We've got the headlights on, all the safeties on. We are just about ready to go. So, I'll start off by discussing the TSW4 roadmap, and then we could get onto the sound pack. By the way, the sound pack, I don't think touches the horn, but the horn was already pretty good. Another good thing about the sound pack is it replaces the just straight up awful default sounds that you got with the standard version of the 801, because it had sounds above 20 miles an hour recycled from the Class 377 Electrostar for some reason. Okay, but getting onto the April roadmap. I'll actually do a starting. Does it change the door sounds? Let's have a look. Let's shut the doors. Still very quiet. Okay. Let's go. So we've got the Simmering von Wiener Neustadt to Mürzischlag. I think that's how you pronounce that. If I got the pronunciation wrong, please forgive me. We have a speed limit of 25 coming out of Doncaster. What? Not gonna lie, that's really annoying. Anyway, to get back to just... Whoops! I didn't even realize that! No! Dang it! Okay. Getting back to the Simmering Bond. There's a first look trailer out. There's been I think Dovetail got a preview live stream out, if I'm not mistaken.
TPWS and AWS operational.
Right. Next station stop Peterborough. Oh wow, this is a direct service. Okay. Oh, hello. Aggregate wagons from GWE. I didn't realize those layered on here. And some Midland Mainline rolling stock. Alright. Okay, enough distractions. Simmering Bond. Okay, so we don't really get any more news about this. So it's just going to release on the 19th of April. In other words, the 20th of April for me because of time zone differences. Included rolling stock is going to be the OBB, or Österreichische Bundesbahnen, a 1116 Taurus locomotive. If you don't know, we already have a Taurus in-game, the DBBR 182, which I think was originally an add-on for Rapid Transit? Which is a really ancient route, but it's also appeared on Hamburg to Lübeck, and, what was it? And it was also part of the first loco add-on bundle for Kassel to Würzburg. this will be the first time I actually have the Taurus in game, and apparently it does have some fixes um, to make it realistic to OBB, which is nice. And also, it will come with OBB BMZ coaches, which are taken from the DVBR 101 for Hauptstrecke Rhein-Ruhr add-on, but reskinned and re-liveried and changed on the interior side to the OBB version. Okay. Next stop, Peterborough in 75 miles. Please let us through. Okay. I'll continue. Um, this is a quote from the Dovetail Live article. Additionally, our teams are looking into adding a small handful of OBB 1116 services to S-Bahn Vorarlberg. We'll share more news when we're ready to release these in an upcoming update. So it's nice that we're getting more rolling stock variation on S-Bahn Vorarlberg. Also, the other rolling stock. Oh, hello. Hello there. That was what was causing the bad signal. We are the OBB 4024 Talent 1 originally included with S-Bahn Vorarlberg and then also included with Bahnstrecke Salzburg to Rosenheim was also going to be included with this route. I'm not so much of a fan of this. The modeling is genuinely excellent on the Talent 1, but it has really awful and obvious reused sounds from the DV442 Talent 2 from Nachwerke Dresden to Riesa, so it, yeah, it's going to be annoying for sure. Also, we finally have confirmation from, what was it? From DTG over the remastered Long Island Railroad, which is, a route which has been leaked for a considerable amount of time now, including by Train Simulator Driver, who accidentally leaked the thumbnail for the route on one of his streams, but never mind. So, Long Island Railroad, commuter, New York to Long Beach, Hempstead, and Hicksville. So, so basically, in terms of scenery, it's going to be an updated version of the original horrendous Long Island Railroad, but also have the new Long Beach branch, which is highly requested. It will also have the Kawasaki M9 electric multiple unit, which has been highly requested for the route. You will have to, for also more realistic rolling stock, you will have to have the M3 add-on, the Long Island Railroad M3 electric multiple unit add-on. That will be why my performance is so terrible, but okay. Whoops. There we go. Probably because of all the rolling stock parked at Doncaster, it is a pretty heavy area. This Dovetail, of course, still hasn't fixed the invisible trees problem with this route, of course, but they finally have fixed the numbering issue. So, if you didn't remember my earlier videos, all the set numbers used to be 801234. Dovetail has finally gone back and fixed the issue after more than, what, 6 months? So, nice that they finally fixed it, but it took way too long for them to fix that very, very simple issue. Okay, but going back to the Long Island Railroad, so we don't get an extension to the Hicksville branch, we don't get an extension to Ronkonkoma and Greenport, sadly. Okay. So the M9 is going to be new, of course. The M7 is going to be updated. New reworking of the timetable with significantly more services and more for those of the M3, of course. New scenarios including one called Double Duty, where you can play as a conductor. That's pretty helpful because before there was there's 66 there. Hello there. There used to be like literally no. There's literally only one scenario where you could play as a conductor, not conductor, guard, and that was on the Glossop line. And there's still no sign of a guard or conductor mode being added to the game, very sadly. However, so Sunnyside Yard is going to get an update, and it's going to be completely reworked. Apparently, station areas are going to get updated with new lighting, textures, all that good stuff. New scenery textures, water materials, and are going to get updated, and increased fidelity with the landscape texture blending, so this is a full-on remaster. Okay, and also new TSW full TSW4 feature set, including scenario planner with chain pass, whatever that means. I don't know why my performance is so bad. Let me just check a second. This is really bad. Post process, blah blah blah. Oh, that's probably it. Let's change both of those. That didn't really help. What could be the issue here? Turn these down. See if that helps. Gain at 27 FPS. See if it. Uh oh. Still getting much lower than acceptable frames. This is not good. I don't know what's happening here. Texture quality. I can't change anything else. Guess we'll just have to wait and see if the issue sorts itself out. Anyway, new volumetric fog, rate effects, as well as TSW4 lighting and dynamic weather from TSW4 3. Nice. There's a separate article on Dovetail Live. I'm not going to go into that. And also, if you're wondering about if you have the original Long Island Railroad, what will happen to that? That will stay as a separate route. This technically counts as a separate route for some reason. So, you'll be like, okay, but will I get a discount if I have the original Long Island Railroad? Sadly, you will not. Just let that sink in for a second. The Long Island Railroad is by far one of the worst routes in the game. Horrendous scenery quality, and yet, oh my goodness, dang it! What am I doing? Ah! All right, full brakes, please. I did not. I'm
TPWS and AWS operational.
All right, that was okay. I need to keep an eye on the speed limits here. Anyway, getting back to the article. Yeah, and it's frankly outrageous that Dovetail is not giving the original Long Island Railroad owners a significant discount. This is frankly unacceptable and outrageous. Dovetail, this is unacceptable. Okay, but enough ranting. Let's get back into it. Okay, we've got finally an update for the Cathcart Circle line, which is one of my favorite routes in the game. We have a new train coming for Payware, of course. The ScotRail Dovetail is going to release Class 380 for Cathcart Circle, which is part of the Siemens Desiro UK family. What was it? So it's official. Okay, what's my performance set looking like now? 30 frames, something like that. Okay. Cast 380, blah blah blah. They've been running since 2010, so it's significantly more modern than the Class 314 we've already got. So we're getting both the 3-car and 4-car version. So the 4-car is the stroke 1, the 3-car is the stroke 0. it's nice that all of them are getting included. That's very nice. This will, quote, this will allow for 3, 4, and 6 car services across an all-new Cathcart Circle timetable, making use of both the, what is it? Use of both the 314 and 380. There will be a lot, well, I just tripped over my own words there. Apparently Glasgow Central will get a lot more AI, and hopefully we'll have, what was it? Hopefully Cathcart Circle will be updated to TOD4 lighting, so TSW3 lighting, dynamic weather, all that good stuff. Because if it doesn't, then that will be a mid upgrade for Cathcart Circle, to say the very least. Rivets, quote, "It is too early to say whether the Class 380 will appear on ScotRail Express Edinburgh to Glasgow. Rivet are keen to explore where they can use the 380. So basically them saying, we'll have a look at it, but we might layer it in, but then again we might not. And knowing Rivet, I'm guessing they won't layer it in. Luckily I don't have ScotRail Express, so I don't be worried. Now we get to the good stuff here. Well, the 380 is good, but this is even better. Train Sim Germany are finally back after a long silence after the release of the Digitalbahn, and we finally have an update. We have two new locomotives coming from Train Sim Germany that are confirmed coming from Train Sim Germany. Sadly, no news from Train Sim Germany over the 420 coming to Edinburgh to Glasgow. So yeah, okay, so we're getting another BR101, DBBR101. Oh, a 10 car. That sounds a lot better than the Electra stuff. I'd say the sound pack is excellent. We do have a 120 limit coming up in like 2 miles, so I'll keep an eye on that. Okay, as I was saying about the 101, the BR101 is going. Just to point out beforehand, this is not going to be a reworked, shall we say, reworked version of the DTG BR101 that was an add-on for Hauptstrecke Rhein-Ruhr. This is a totally new add-on. This is not a rework of any shape, size, shape, or form. Okay, apparently it is going to be expert level. We have never seen an expert level add-on in TSW before. This is something completely new. Right, we are going to get a brand new BPMMBDSF cab car. We don't have any pictures of the 101 yet, but we do have a picture of the cab car, and it looks superb. Right. I'm going to read out from the article here because there's a. I don't drop my phone. There's a lot of information in here. Key features: expert DVBR101 with 2 cab variants, namely the MFD and MFA variants. I don't know what the difference between that is. New refined physics for more realistic simulation. Now get this. Fully functional screens within the cab, including abilities like disabling specific traction motors. We have never seen anything like this before. Extensive full simulation, again, completely new to the game. Energy counter to measure how you efficiently drive, new to the game. Realistic door operation with TBO and SSTF door control systems. That was with the original 101. Full digital displays, all screens and subscreens. That is insane. We have never seen anything like that before. Real train data input with PZB and you get to input data realistically. Okay, so you can input data for your PZB and LZB. I don't use PZB and LZB, so this is going to be This is going to be interesting. Sound improvements with new sound recordings, upgrading older capture. Nice. Player enterable engine room, machine room, as it's called in the 101 for some reason. It's German. Modeled in. Accessible driving mode main menu setting for setting functionality at a level typical to other TSW locomotives. So, it appears you'll be able to drive the 101 like the original 101, the new 101 like the original 101, if you want to. But if you want to drive it like hyper realistically, you can do that as well. There will be a main menu setting. Okay. A quote from the article again. We want to advise you all that this will be a very challenging locomotive to master, even for those who are very experienced with Trace World, like yours truly. Even however, there will be a menu setting, and then I already said that. To set expectations with the... Oh, no. To set expectations with the inclusion of these advanced features, enthusiasts can expect a higher price point, lovely, reflective of the expert locomotive category. It's in the roadmap, it's 0 to 3 months away. Interesting. First expert loco. And here we get to the nub of the matter, which I think is what I think is what will make or break this add-on. The TSG team are currently exploring the options of where the Expert 101 will work in timetable mode, and we will share more details of this in upcoming roadmap and news articles. As a note, the original DVBR 101 logo add-on will not be altered and will continue to exist as a separate add-on. This newly announced Expert version will act as a new release. So I said that before. Yeah, so the current 101 for me has timetable layers on 3 routes: Hauptstrecke Rhein-Ruhr, which is it is an add-on for, Nahverke Dresden to Riesa, and what was it? I'm trying to remember what it was. It is, I'm trying to remember. It is, oh yes, Kassel to Würzburg. Okay, so depending on where it's added in, the 101 should be good. If it's added in as a loco, starts. Oh, okay. So it should be if it layers on into all the places that the original 101 layered onto, along with some extra ones, that'd be great. But if it only layers onto like one route, which I don't even have, come on, slow down. Then that would be pretty terrible. Depending on what layers it has, I might get it. If it has a lot of layers on the routes I already have, I'll get it. If it doesn't have layers on routes I already have, then probably not. I'll just stick with the 101 I already have. Alright. Okay, and here, Trains of Germany, again. New locomotive from Trains of Germany, the DBBR218. If you don't know what the BR218 is, it is a diesel locomotive. So it's the first mainline diesel locomotive it's the first mainline passenger diesel locomotive for TSW, I'm pretty sure, which is quite nice. I'm glad that they're doing it. Okay, so it's a diesel hydraulic locomotive. It originates from the 1960s, and it's still being used, which shows has massive longevity. It's mainline diesel, so will come with it. Okay, so it's a completely new locomotive, not recycled in any way, shape, or form. Will come with its own version of the DB Endwagen coach and cab car. It's with the DB Endwagen coach only. Sorry, my bad. From Bremen to Oldenburg. Wow, that's a I don't hear about a lot nowadays. Anyway, there's a new, and we're getting a new Karlsruher cab car. Karlsruher cab car. Karlsruher cab car. It sounds like I'm slurring my words too badly. has alternate cab controls used for remotely operating diesels. So we'll have service layers on 2 routes, namely Hauptstrecke Hamburg to Lübeck and Main-Talbahn. So I don't have either of those routes, so I do not think I will be picking up to be able to name. Then new update from Just Trains, who've been beavering away silently ever since Blackpool, the absolutely excellent, top tier, top notch Blackpool branches was released. They are going to release a new UK route maybe over 6 months from now. And we have no idea what that route is. There's no included information. Next. Okay, so we've got Rivet Games update to the 5 Circle line, which you've already seen on the channel. Which I have the 5 Circle line, so this is great. Rivet Games team have confirmed they are hard at work on a post-release update, which will include 33 new services added to the base layer, 2 from Edinburgh, Waverley, and Cowdenbeath. Nice. Layer with 6 rail to services using the Flying Scotsman logo, Mark 1 and Mark 2 coaches, and the Blackpool Lodge logo Class 47, which is great because I have all of those. Layer with 2 rail to services using the Black Jubilee from the West Cornwall local steam rail tour pack with Mark 1 coaches. I do not have West Cornwall local or steam rail tour pack, so you won't be able to see that. And additionally, many more improvements from community feedback. Certainly, on the west branch of the 5 Circle, I noticed there's a missing level crossing, and they're also at can't remember where, but they're at a particular station. There are signs saying Glasgow Queen Street. So I don't know how Rivet could have overlooked something that obvious. Anyway, we're coming up to the overhyped Newark North Gate flat crossing. That's it. Alright. And there it is. And there it isn't. It's gone. Anyway, Rivet happily have also committed to adding the latest branch to the 5 Circle once the branch has reopened and their team and Rivet can send a survey team up there. Yeah. Skyhook with their class 158 for 5 Circle. So here's what's going to be different for the ScotRail Class 158 over the Class 158 that is already included with Midland Main Line. Exterior changes: new snowplow air dam, new air conditioning roof vents, remodeled headlights, new door buttons, new drop light window arrangement. Then we go into the cab changes: new fan and wiring, new additional phone, new AWS plunger, new reverser, additional screen, and fuses. Then interior changes will be new seating, new luggage racks, remodeled disabled and toilet areas, new bike racks, and new passenger information display. So that is quite a significant. That is quite a significant amount of changes. It is going to be a separate add-on for 5 Circle. Okay, Class 158 will support both Edinburgh, Glasgow, and 5 Circle Line routes, with a set of 3 scenarios, as well as timetable and journey chapters in each. Their teams are currently investigating where to include the Class 158 in timetable services. Okay, and then Skyhook again. Cargo Line Volume 2 Aggregates Gameplay Pack. This is awful. I do not get it. Any gameplay packs, especially just including a reskinned version of a wagon we already have, and a perennially overused Class 66. I do not recommend getting this. This is awful. Okay. Luzern to Zersey SBB licensor changes. This is a route that I have not. This is a route that hasn't been updated for nigh on 2 years now, ever since its release. Quote, based on feedback from the licensor on providing a safer interpretation of the route, the team at River Games have made small changes to the RABE 523 on the S-Bahn Zentralschweiz Luzern to Zersey route. We have outlined these below. Visual differences to the flashing of the yellow and red door release buttons. Pantograph now activated and deactivated through the master key, and target speed indicator changed to yellow. So some small changes, but I believe this is SBB themselves saying that these changes needed to be done. Okay, now we get onto some slightly more interesting stuff. The spring core update. This will be April 11th, so today, with improvements and key fixes to core systems and a range of changes to the Suffragette/Goblin line, the Main-Talbahn, Salzburg to Rosenheim, and the TSW4, alongside a range of other smaller improvements to various routes. What is going to be happening is, alright, as a note to some of the Spring Core patch headliners, player assist settings will now correctly set their configuration on console platforms, correct scoring adjustments when using safety systems, and various adjustments to scoring thresholds to enable medal collection on Main-Talbahn, Bremen to Oldenburg, Rosenheim, and Blackpool branches. Okay. Custom weather should correctly appear when restarting the game and playing after you've created a scenario. That last one was for scenario planning. Formation designer. Where was I? Multiple improvements and fixes, and introducing console platforms to the beta. That is the second stage to their formation designer. So the formation designer is currently in beta. It was, as of the Winter Core update, it was added to PC platforms only in beta. Now it is being added to console platforms. This is huge. Suffragette/Goblin line, class 710, not 7110, 710 passenger doors will no longer show as locked if automatically closed. Okay. Main-Talbahn, which I don't have. Improvements to substitution to allow for the 628 and Red 363 for Bursingdord and Nidtalbahn to appear in AI traffic. Our intention for the next core update is to aim at key improvements for recent UK content alongside a range of other important core improvements and various fixes. Okay, formation designer coming to consoles. So there are okay, slow down. 4 phases to the formation designer plan. Phase 1, initial beta on PC platforms. That is done. That is already out. That is done. Phase 2, welcoming console platforms with additional improvements coming today. So expected update if you are on console and if you're on PC. Whoa, my performance is tanking. 19 frames. Phase 3, Creators Club functionality. Ooh, we'll get to share our formations. That'll be so cool, rather than just making our own. That'll be so nice. We're nearly at Grantham, by the way. Creators Club functionality plus additional improvements for Phase 3. And then Phase 4 is full release, which means removing the beta tag. So we're currently about to see Phase 2 coming out in today's update. Alright. As usual. UK headlights, not doing too much. Anyway. Okay. So here's some of the updates that are coming with the new Phase 2 formation designer. Main-Talbahn stock should now be correctly utilized in formation designer. Salzburg to Rosenheim stock should now be correctly utilized in formation designer. Fixed to crash instance when adding or duplicating locos Fixed the crash instance which occurred when adding custom formations. I haven't counted that bug. I'm so glad Dovetail fixed it. Formation Designer should be a really good update, especially after the Creators Club functionality comes out. That should be so nice. Let's see. Another video on their so-called dynamic suspension improvements, which still no indication of release. Guys, Dovetail, this was originally supposed to be a release feature of TSW4. 6 months on, there is no sign of dynamic suspension coming anytime soon. This is disgraceful. Anyway, the OBB 4024, there's a 158 chillin'. Nice. What was I going to say? The OBB 4024 is going to get dynamic suspension added at some point. Okay. Alright. 28 miles to Peterborough. Okay. Okay, we've had some... Okay, so we're getting an update to the Suffragette/Goblin line. For NPCs, new character outfits, new laptops, tablets, headphones, earphones, and phone varieties. Greater range of accessories in the form of backpacks, glasses, and books. Nice. More variety in passenger behavior, watching films, sleeping, relaxed, and leaning. New dioramas, couples on benches, workers with boxes, queues, and ticket machines. New seating animations on the Class 7110, and sandwiches. I'm not joking, that's part of the update. Sandwiches. Anyway, that should be really good, because the current NPCs do feel a bit bland. I would be happier if they added a update to make sure the NPCs got a new update, so basically they didn't act like they were zombies all the time. There's 158, hello there. So, like, and all, like, weird behaviors, like not getting on trains, falling onto platforms, all that good stuff. Additionally, station dioramas are now more relevant and appear based on time of day. That's cool. As an example, you should expect to see passengers gathering tips during the daytime, but not during the darker evening hours when there's less socializing. Okay. Please note, this is an important note, we have seen a common issue on PC platforms among community members who have installed unofficial modded content, like from trainsfromcommunity.com, where they experience crashes when launching a route and have said to have the issue resolved by uninstalling those mods. If you suspect you're experiencing this and you're unsure how to clear your files from modded content, we recommend you re-verify the game files to restore the files to the default state. Okay. Alright, so now we're getting toward the end. Matt Peddleston, executive producer of TSW, is doing a headset giveaway. If you haven't seen his pink headphones, look them up. They did a live stream, and that is it. So, quite actually a chunky roadmap. Lots of new stuff. And I hope during the background while I've been doing my monologue, I hope you have been appreciating the new sounds on the 801. Oh, no Electrostar sounds, I'm in heaven. The 801s, like, the 801 was great, except for the default sounds. Now if you're on PC, you can actually get some really, really good sounds now. This is so cool. 17 minutes till Peterborough. I get to stick on the fast track, literally. I have got turned dynamic weather on. I have not seen any dynamic weather just yet. That is interesting. Let's see if there's anything on the good old map. Is there anyone passing us? There's one person ahead of us, and that's basically, there's no one else. We're out here on our own. So yeah, quite a full roadmap. I'm going to get, when they come out, I'm hoping to get the Class 380, and I've pre-ordered the Separate Bomb. If you're, so that will be on the channel on the 20th of April. So, however, I'm thinking about getting the expert level BR101, but I want to see what sort of timetable services it has, where it layers in, etc. Before I actually get the route itself. So, before I actually get the loco itself, what am I saying? So, yeah, the 380 you can expect on the channel when that comes out, and the 101 Submarine Bun you can expect on the channel at the 20th of April, the earliest, because of time zone differences. I can't do it on the 19th when it comes out in the UK. It comes out 7 PM UK my time. Can't do it until next day my time. 101. So total stuff for this roadmap update, what you could actually expect to see on the channel. 380 from Cascot Circle, definitely. Submarine Bun, definitely. 101, hold my fire, keep my purse close to my chest until I see where the Expert 101 layers in. If it has quite a few like timetable service layers on what was it? Hauptstrecke Rheinbrück, Nachwerke Dresden, Kassel to Würzburg, maybe, not the Niddertalbahn, or Linke Rheinstrecke. Yeah, if it has timetable surface layers on those routes, yeah, I'll get it. If not, I won't get it. Simple as that. So yeah. Let's... Wait a second. I'm still getting poor performance. Why? I've got everything okay. That's so weird. Okay. Guess I'll just have to deal with it. Maybe it's because I haven't cleared out my temporary files a bit. I think now that we have good sounds for the 801, all I'm looking for this line now is an extension to King's Cross. Which is, I must say, like, that'd be amazing if we could get an extension to King's Cross, but I know it's very, very unlikely, so don't, like, yeah. What about, yeah, and then also we need a class line for this route, because it looks so, and maybe an update to give us the 800, because having only the 801 on here is incredibly unrealistic, but anyway. Yeah, so that's my little monologue over. We still have 14 minutes to go. No. So this sort of route is great if I'm talking about something else. If I'm just, like, for example, the roadmap. But if I'm just driving, this route gets boring so quick. Like, it's like, another reason I would appreciate the Class 800 is because you'd have a buy mode version. It would allow you to do, like, reskin this into, like, say, I don't know, Transpennine livery, and then take it in diesel mode over the northern Transpennine route. I know it wouldn't be realistic for the time period, but leave that. Just put that to one side. It's so annoying that we don't actually get the buy mode version in TSW. Like, yeah, like TSW4's core routes are just so A, boring, B, bland. Like, East Coast Mainline. Why on earth did DTG choose the Peterborough to Doncaster section? Like, that's literally the most boring section of the line. Like, I'd understand if they did, like, York to, I don't know, Doncaster, York to Peterborough, that would make a tiny bit more sense, because York is like actually a major railway terminus. But why on earth they chose Doncaster to Peterborough instead of King's Cross to Peterborough, which would give you another place to run the Class 700 on, is just, for me, beyond belief that they did not choose the class, that they did not choose King's Cross to Peterborough. Antelope Valley Line. I must, now before I rip into this, rip into the Antelope Valley Line, I must say that the EMD F125, the cab car and the coaches are just excellently modeled. But again, why did DGG choose, say, the San Bernardino line, which, by the way, is an upcoming DLC? San Bernardino line would have had more stuff to do. They could have reskinned the MP36PH from Peninsula Corridor to Metrolink livery, which they are doing for the upcoming San Bernardino line DLC. But why didn't they do San Bernardino on San Bernardino instead of Antelope Valley? Like, come on, it's ridiculous. The Antelope Valley line, among other things, scenery is excellent, rolling stock is excellent. There are no, I've heard in real life, like, they run consists with, what was it? Rotom coaches and Bombardier bi-level coaches, which you already had in TSW with the Peninsula Corridor route, which I have, right? It's a great route apart from the scenery. The fact, yeah, like, they run them alternating, like, Rotom coach and bi-level coach and so on and so forth, with the Rotom bi-level cab car, but they don't do that, they just run Rotom coaches, and there are no signs of the bi-level coaches, like, come on! Anyway, okay, the Antelope Valley line, as I was saying, is, I have three major problems with it. It's too long. At 75 miles, it takes 2 hours and 10 minutes to do a full service on. It's way too long. B, it's the timetable set. To say the timetable service is Spartan is a major understatement. Only 49 playable services, and plus some freight layering in from Horseshoe Curve and Cajon Pass. And then it's, why did they choose the, and also, why are they doing so many California routes? Like, since September 2022, when TSW4 came out, we've had nothing but California routes, and we've had barely any American routes. On top of that, we have had, just counting them out, well, American routes tend to adhere to California, New York, and then a few exceptions, like possibly Sherman Hill, or St. Patrick, or Boston to Providence. Anyway, the routes we've had since TSW3 came out, Cajon Pass, which I like, but it's in California. Where is it? I'm trying to remember where it was. The NEC, New York to Trenton, by far one of the worst routes in the game. At the Steam sale, they had it so it was like only like £7. I didn't even pick it up then because it's just such an awful route. I wouldn't accept it as anything other than free. And plus, you need the Long Island Railroad to have AI, to like, have realistic AI in New York to Trent, at New York Penn, and I'm not getting the original Long Island Railroad. Then we had the Antelope Valley line, California again, and now we're getting San Bernardino line, California again, and reused rolling stock. So it's frankly, we keep getting California, New York, California, New York, California, New York. There are so many states in the United States. We've got Alaska, they could do the Alaska Railroad. They've got, I'm trying to remember my US routes. They could do the Florida Bright Line. That would be so cool. Like 125-mile-an-hour diesel running in the United States, like Fort Lauderdale to Miami. That'd be insane. But yeah, it's just frankly ridiculous that we don't get start putting on the brakes, because I think we do have a red signal. Is this guy heading into our platform? No, he doesn't, so we might have a good... Okay. Yeah, Florida Bright... That's the two routes I want. Alaska Railroad and Florida Bright Line, Fort Lauderdale to Miami. For one thing, I would love having... what was it? Florida in-game, because my mum is from Florida, and there's still no Floridian railways in-game. And plus, the Florida Bright Line is so cool. Like, it goes from Miami to Orlando, and it's 125-mile-an-hour high-speed diesel running. How often do you get that in the United States? It's so cool. Like, also, there are states like Texas and possibly... Does Hawaii have railroads? No, I don't think so. Okay, enough of my rant about US routes. Let's go on to the third route in TSW, the S-Bahn Vorarlberg. Interesting concept. First mainly Austrian route in the game, first Austrian route of any kind in the game, but ruined by poor scenery and terrible sounds on the Talon 1. Like, the scenery is so subpar on S-Bahn Vorarlberg. I admit the scenery looks somewhat good, but that's about it. We can afford to come in slow to Peterborough. We can... also, lack of a lot of rolling stock. Like, we don't have the OBB 1116. That's only coming with, what was it? Semmeringbahn, and even who knows if that'll ever be added. I'm not taking Dovetail's word anymore. And then, oh, what was it? I'm trying to remember. So S-Bahn Vorarlberg, and then also S-Bahn Vorarlberg comes with the BR-185. That is literally the time the BR-185 has been reused. It's been recycled on so many routes since it first appeared on Bruce Ignored in 2017. I can't even remember what routes it comes on anymore. Can't even remember how many routes it has anymore. However... Okay, full brakes, please. Bit of an overshot, but I'll take it. And then the last route in the trio, which only comes to the, not trio, whatever it is, quad something, is Norfolk Dresden to Teresa. That is a genuinely good route. Apart from some slight missing catenary, you get a ton of rolling stock, and the route just feels alive. It's an excellent route, and also you get the Vectron as well. Siemens Vectron, which is excellent locomotive. Yeah, but what I'm trying to remember what Dresden Teresa. The only problems I have is some slight missing catenary, and apparently the BR-143 is the wrong version to be used on S-Bahn Dresden. S-Bahn Dresden services. Anyway, it looks as we've completed today's run. I am at level 101. That is so ironic given what we were talking about. And time taken, 46 minutes, 33 seconds, almost 80 miles driven, and we get a platinum medal. So that is where I think we're going to leave it for today. Hopefully you appreciated my rant, and I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and goodbye. Thanks for watching.